Hi, literature and writing students, 338. This is Professor Brewer, and this is my trusty dog, Tater Tot. So I'm just making a quick little video to talk with you a little bit about what's due this week, the Unit 2 assessments. So in Unit 1, we practice literary analysis and applying adaptation theory. In Unit 2, we continue to apply adaptation theory, but we've also added the history of children's literature and children's literary conventions to the mix. I'm going to set her down. In the Unit 1 assessment asks you to translate academic ideas into social media posts. This unit has two options. One that continues the same skill set, the literary podcast, and one that is different. So the literary podcast continues the same skills that you did in the social media campaign. You conduct literary analysis, you apply adaptation theory, and you apply literary conventions to one of the book-film pairs from the unit. This is very similar to what you did in the social media campaign, except this time it's a podcast. You should consider all the elements of podcasting, just like you did with social media. Music, dialogue, interviews, show notes and links, informal language. These are all elements of podcasting, right? Questions, research. So that's one option. The other option allows you to come at the question of children's literature from a more creative standpoint. It asks you to apply the skills you've learned about in an original children's story that you write yourself and a reflection on what you did in the children's story. So it's kind of got two parts. First, you write an original children's story. And in that children's story, you have to engage with at least 3 literary conventions from the Golden Age or New Realism. So what I mean by engaging a convention is that you can use it like it normally is, like say it's a damsel in distress in the tower or something, or let's say it's a young female protagonist, right? Because that's actually one from Golden Age. So you could have a young female protagonist, which would be using the convention. You could alter it and maybe you have a young protagonist, but he's male. Or you could completely reject it. Maybe you have an adult who is telling the story, or maybe your story is told by an animal or something completely different, right? All 3 of those options are engaging, using it directly, tweaking it, or subverting, challenging. All count as engaging the convention. Then in the reflection, you have to write about those conventions. So you can tell me I used it, I altered it, I completely subverted it. You're also going to be talking about in that reflection how you decided what to show, like in your illustrations. What are you going to show us visually in your story versus what to tell us in a written form in the narrative? And if you don't remember the showing and telling that Hutchin discussed, go back and reread Secondary Essay 2 or take another look at Lesson 3 because I talk about those things in those lessons. So that's the assignment. In your peer responses, once you've posted, you're going to do peer responses. In those, I want to see you responding to one person or team who did the podcast and one person or team who did the children's story. I want you to do one of each. Make sure you complete all of the prompts that I put there in order to get full credit. Most of you did a really good job on the social media campaigns. I was really impressed. So I can't wait to see what you do this time. Please feel free to email me if you have questions. Remember, it hits me quicker if you go through the Canva inbox rather than regular email. And remember also there is an automatic 48-hour grace period for all the assignments in my class. So keep that in mind. Okay. I also have my normal drop-in office hours on Thursday from 12 to 1, but email me if you want to meet at a different time. Okay, thanks. Good luck.